We're seeing you here in Confess, Fletch, and I think that your performance, no denying John Hamm is a standout, but I think Eve is maybe a little secondary to this man as far as
Oh,
as far as standouts in this movie goes. It's super funny, and I think that Eve has maybe the standout moments from making the movie. Was there something about the script or maybe Eve herself that made you want to be a part of the movie?
oh my gosh. When John Hamm, when I got the call and they said John Hamm and Greg Matola want you to do this thing, I said yes before I knew what it was, um, because I love them both, and that is the reason why I did it. And then then I was like, oh, what is it? I should find out what it is, and then they explained what it was, and I was like so excited. And then I was also got a little nervous because of the Fletch sort of legacy and whatever. But yeah, it was a pretty easy yes for me. I was very excited, and it was because of Greg and John right off the bat.
Well, we're left to wonder the backstory between Eve and our victim, but we love
Yeah.
love the investigation aspect of it between you and John Hamm. Had you worked with him before on a project, or did you just find yourselves like comedically working so well together when you started filming?
Oh, well, I have known John a while, so
He was in Bridesmaids. Yes, I should
yes, that's
clarify.
when
Yeah.
we first met, and we did the whole kind of we did a lot of traveling for that movie afterwards for the award season things, and so you do get to know each other. Um, and then since then we've been in touch, like now and then. It's we maintain a friendship, but yeah, so I did feel comfortable with him very much, but I also just think that's kind of how he is as an actor. He's a very generous scene partner, and he is very supportive of his partners, and so it just makes it that much easier and more fun and freer to work with him.
I think the fire aspect of your interaction as well sort of heightened the situation and comedic moments as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Talk about having to choreograph all of that.
My goodness. Well, it was incredibly technical. And yes, it was a thing of, I had some fireproof clothing on, and that definitely puts a spring in your step.
Yes, you're having to act, you're having to be
Yeah.
funny, and you're on fire.
Yeah, it was just like, can you juggle knives and um I mean that was what was really fun and attractive about it to me to do. But yes, there was one false move and I'm on fire. Yeah,
I,
no, they have so much safety, they have so many safety precautions, and like they take such good care of you. And yeah, I could feel it on my head, and I could feel it going up behind me, and you just
you still have to be in
get the
the
smile. Yes.
moment.
Do not break. Do not break from the scene. Yeah.
Was there much room then in those moments to improv, or was everything just so beautifully laid out for you on the page?
Was very much laid out, very beautifully laid out. And no, there wasn't a lot of time for that actually because of the technicalities of the scene. When you're shooting like that, you can't really, you don't have a lot of freedom. In fact, when I saw the final cut, I thought, oh, I realized that they had switched some of the moments around,
Ah,
so you have a in those cases you do have to stick very tightly to the script. However, there was a moment or two, there was a moment where John pitched something that we played with, and that we improvised, and then he had some great ideas, and then there was some stuff that we played with. It was little moments within what was going on, but we were sort of heavily aware of the technical aspects, and also the, you don't have a lot of time to get all this stuff, so you're kind of like up against the clock. So, but little bits.
I think my favorite line is where you're like, "Oh, I guess I did pay the light bill. Oh, the check did go through."
Yeah.
Those are one of my most memorable moments, or at least lines that stood out to me from that incredibly hilarious scene. What were maybe, if you can recall, some of your either memorable moments? Obviously, being on fire is a
Oh,
standout. Oh, did it cut out?
1 second.
Okay.
Me, there you are. There you are. We're sorry. What was your? Can you repeat the question? I
Yeah, we froze for a second.
just for a second.
One of my favorite memorable moments was watching you. Oh, the lights are on now. Clearly, the check cleared, or the light, the bill did. I did pay the light
Yeah.
bill. That was one of my most standout, hilarious moments from watching you film. Confess, Fletch. Do you have a particular moment? Obviously, the fire situation stands out, or maybe a line that has stuck with you and you maybe still chuckle at from now and again.
Um, Gosh, one of Eve's lines or just
Yes.
anyone's lines? Because I love so many of Fletch's lines and everyone else's lines, and but yes, gosh, what do I think of? I think of well, I'm very hard on myself, so I'm often looking at the scene and what should I have said or could I have said, even though we had a script that we were sticking to, um, but I think I like the stuff with Mignon. It's Birdie. Birdie's the dog's her name in real life, but I loved the Mignon stuff. Like, oh God, are you peeing again? Are you peeing in this pan? Are you peeing in this? Okay. And then just cooking with it. I love the fact that she like her dog pees and steps in things after coming in from outside, and she then cooks in those pans. Not even so much as like a towel swipe. It's,
I
nope.
mean,
Throw some raw chicken
dogs are
in.
man's best friend, so I guess, they say
Yeah.
that dogs' mouths are cleaner than humans, but at this point I don't think paws count.
Yeah. No. And although I think that might have been debunked recently. Well, we'd have to look into it. But I think Birdie, Birdie the dog who played Mignon the dog was so adorable. And uh she could pee in my house and I'd be fine with it. She could pee in my pants.
We'll get her we'll get her fitted after this.
Yeah.
I know what I really loved about Confess, Fletch, and I think it's a great sequel-ish. I say sequel-ish just because Chevy was the first Fletch and this is so many years past, but it's,
Yes.
a great
Well,
follow-up, I should say,
yeah.
maybe to
Reboot. Reboot.
okay.
We're saying reboot because it is, but yes. It's definitely a reimagining of it. Um with their own new twist, their own spin.
What do you think it is about it that's made it such a buzzed about film that people are really going to truly enjoy and laugh along with?
Oh gosh. I think number one is, well, people love Mr. John Hamm. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love a John Hamm? And then starting from there, I think it's hopefully, people have seen Greg Mottola's movies, and he's his fans also kind of know what to expect from his tone, but also there are surprises. um at least there were for me in seeing the movie once I had shot it, and then a year passed and I saw the final product. Very I was excited once I saw the final cut, because it was sort of, you never know how something's going to turn out when you're shooting it. You just don't, even if you're around very trusted people and like people that I really believe in. You just kind of, you don't know. Sometimes you think, oh God, I hope I didn't screw something up, or
Mm.
whatever. But them what they did with it. I was very excited once I saw the final cut.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't say how beloved Bridesmaid is, and I'm sure on a daily basis you get poked for a sequel. What does it mean to you that this movie still resonates and gives people so many giggles that they're still asking you for another movie?
Gosh, I still get very surprised that I'm very it touches me a lot that the movie still resonates with people, um, because it was such a personal one, and it takes a lot to make a movie, and you really pour your heart and soul into it, and um, I I really kind of, yeah, it startles me sometimes still how people received it, and it continues to receive it. It's very surreal.
Well, what would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of your work, whether it's the wonderful writing you do or your on-screen work as well?
Oh gosh, what would I stay on board? Hopefully, there's more to come. Hopefully, just stay on board. There are some things percolating, and hopefully, there's more to say and do and bring in the form of entertainment and movies. And so I'd say, like, just hopefully people just, stay on the train with me.